Hello and welcome back. In this video we will implement a C program for doing this matrix multiplication. You all know how to do a matrix multiplication by hand, and yeah, so when we are trying to implement it in programming, it's slightly different in the sense that you have to think like a or you have to think how a computer can understand all this. So first let's see the dimensions of the matrix. So here you have two matrices. The first matrix have 2 rows and 3 columns. Second matrix have 3 rows and 2 columns. So the size will be 3 by 2 matrix. We have a 2 by 3 matrix. First one, right, 2 rows and 3 columns, and second one we have a 3 by 2 matrix. We have 3 rows and 2 columns. And the first thing you always need to check is whether this number is equal to this number. Otherwise we cannot perform a matrix multiplication, and so you can stop the program there itself. You don't need to proceed any further. And so now once we check that and we are convinced that we can perform this matrix multiplication, what we need to do is we need to have 2 loops. So in the I'll just name these values. I'll give a variable name also so that it's easier to understand. Let's say this is M and N, and here we have P and Q. So what we need to do first is we have to check N equal to P, and then we need to proceed. And let's see how the multiplication is done. So first of all we select this row number 1, or I'll just give the index also here. So 0 1, here we have 0 1 2, and here we have 0 1 2, and here 0 1. So what we do is we first select this row, or the row number 0 here, and then we multiply that with column number 0, and after that, so that will be this one. 1 into 10 plus 2 into 20 plus 3 into 30, and then we keep the row as 0 itself, and we go to column 1 over here, right? So that is 1 into 11 plus 2 into 21 plus 3 into 31. So we need 2 for loops for that. So one is for I, it goes from 0 to this value M, because we have to first select this row and perform all the calculation, and then we have to go to the next row and perform all the calculation. So we have one loop running I equal to 0 to 10, 0 to M, and then we have a second loop that is going from j equal to, so here we have j equal to 0 and j equal to 1, right? So that will be j equal to 0 to this value over here, Q. So how many columns you have, that many times you have to perform the calculation, right? And then actually you need one more loop inside, because here we are doing a term wise multiplication, right? So 1 into 10 plus 2 into 20 plus 3 into 30, and we are summing it up. And we will be performing it 3 times. So here 3 times, here we are doing the same thing 3 times, etc., and that 3 comes from this number over here. So we need another loop that will be doing, let's say K. So it goes from 0 to either N or P, since both should be the same value. So we need 3 loops like this, and then we can perform the multiplication. So that's the basic idea, and we'll now start writing the code. We'll take Ubuntu, and let's create a new file. So this will be our code 11. And now we can open up the file. So so we have our file now. So as usual, you can just give a comment, matrix multiplication, and then hash include stdio.h, int main. So these are all same thing what we do over and over again, and so we need two matrices. So let's say int a matrix. I'll give some value now. So this is not the exact size. We'll ask the user for the number of rows and column, but I'm giving 10 10, so that which means the user cannot go above 10 by 10 matrix. Okay, so we'll just have we need a second matrix, and we need a third matrix also to store the results, right? So the second matrix I'll name B, and the result we can name as C. So we need three matrices, and then we need variables for storing the row, columns, etc. So we need mn for the first matrix row column, then pq for the second matrix row column. Okay, and now we need to get the dimensions. Okay, so for that I'll just copy paste now, because I don't have to waste time typing all that. So what we do is we first say enter the dimensions of matrix A, and then we take the row and column size into m and n. Then we do same thing for matrix B. Okay, and what we can do is actually, or what we need to do is, if n is equal to p, okay, which means the number of columns in the first matrix equal to the number of rows in the second matrix, then only we need to do something, right? Or we need to perform the calculation. Otherwise we can actually stop the code. So we just write else just printf multiplication not possible. Okay, so if the condition works only, we will do the or we will ask the user for the matrix, etc. Otherwise we are just saying the multiplication is not possible, and we'll just say return 0, and we'll stop the program. Okay, fine. So now if n equal to p, what we need to do is we need to input the matrices first, right? So for that we have to, I'll copy paste again. So we'll say enter the matrix A, and the matrix A has m rows and n columns. So you have two indices going I from 0 to m and j from 0 to n, and we say enter the element %d %d. So first of all it will show as element 0 0 like that. Okay, and then we scan that element into this matrix A over here. Okay, and we need to repeat the same thing for B, exact same thing. Okay, so enter matrix B, and B, the rows are P and column number is Q. So here instead of M and N we have P and Q, and the rest everything is the same. Okay, so we now get the two matrices, and now we need to implement the multiplication part. Okay, so for that as I mentioned, we need 3 loops. So what we do is for int, or I'll just copy the for statement from above. So in I equal to 0 and I less than so not p anymore. So here we see that we will be having the resultant matrix as m by q. Okay, so the I should vary from 0 to m, j should vary from 0 to q, and we have another variable which should vary from 0 to n. Okay, so here I should vary from 0 to m. We open the braces, and then the second one should be j. It should vary from 0 to q. Okay, and it should be j plus plus over here, and we need a third loop for int k equal to 0. K should be less than the here what one n or p. Okay, so you can either write n or you can write p because they both are the same. And here we will have k plus plus, and here we need to perform the calculation. Okay, so what we need to do is, so when k equal to 0, what happens is this 1 into 10 will be done. Okay, and when k equal to 1, this 2 into 20 will be done. When k equal to 3, it will be 3 into 30. Okay, but you need to add up all of them. So for adding up all of them, and like we are summing up, so for that we will need c I j plus equal to, because we are going to do Cij equal to Cij plus, right? Then a I k times b k j. Okay, so I'll just explain why those things are coming. So here, okay, I'll just paste it over here. This, okay. Okay, so here what we basically do is we are varying the value of for let's take the example of first one. Okay, so here the I value remains 0. Okay, for 1, 2 and 3, so we are taking 1, 2 and 3, so the I value remains the same. Okay, and the j value, okay, j value also remains the same, because here the j value is 0. Okay, 10, 20, 30, the j value will be always 0, right? So the I and the j remains the same, and when we are taking the from the first one, we are taking the first row only. That's why the I will be always the same over here. And when we are taking the second element, that is from the second matrix, so that the j value will be varying, right? So sorry, j value will remain the same, the column number remains the same, the row number changes, right? The k value changes from 0, 1 and 2, and here the column value changes 0, 1 and 2, right? So here when you are taking the first matrix A, the k values changes from 0, 1, 2. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, so you have the numbers 1, 2, 3 corresponding to that. And when we come over here, we have 10, 20 and 30. Okay, so that that time the row number is changing, right? So that's why we put the k over here, because the row number will be changing 0, 1, 2 like that, while the column number remains the same. And in A, the row number remains the same, but the column number changes. Okay, so that's why we are writing in this particular manner. Okay, but there is one problem here, because Cij, we are writing Cij equal to Cij plus. Okay, so initially if Cij is having some rubbish value, that value will be added off. So we will just write Cij equal to 0 over here. Okay, so whenever the loop is starting, initially we have the value as 0, and then we are adding the product of a and b into that 0, and we keep doing that. Okay, so this should be sufficient, I guess. And so we close this for loop, and now we can just print the result also. So for printing the result, we'll just say printf result matrix is we'll put a /n over here, and again we need 2 for loops. Okay, so again I varying from m and j varying from q. Okay, and yeah, so since we need to, or we will try to print it in a matrix form itself, so whenever we are changing the column, or whenever we are changing the row, sorry, we will go to a new line. Okay, so whenever we have a change in row, the value of j will become 0. Okay, so if j equal to 0, what we do is we'll just printf a new line character. Okay, otherwise what we just do is we just print the resultant matrix. Okay, so we have %d, and we'll keep a tab, okay, so that the print comes with good spacing, and c I and j. Okay, so we'll close this bracket over here, and then we'll close the for loop this bracket, and we have this if closing over here, and then we have the else statement. Okay, so hopefully this should run. We will just see. Yeah, so here gcc code 11.c. okay, good, there's no error. So a dot out, and we'll give this same matrix over here which we did. So for that, the dimensions of A was it's a 2 by 3 matrix, and the dimensions of B, it's a 3 by 2 matrix. Okay, so it's saying it checked whether the value of 3 equal to 3, and we are good. That's why we are going to the end matrix part. Okay, so element 0 0, that is this element over here. So 1, then 0 1, so 0 1, that will be element 2. Okay, and 3, then the row went to the next row. Okay, the row number 0, it came to row number 1. So we have 4 5 and 6. Okay, now we need to enter the matrix B. So here we have 10, and it goes to the first row, second column, right? 0 1. Okay, so here we have 11, then 20 21, 30 31. Okay, so we have some sort of error over here. Let's just try to see what it was. Okay, so if we get that error if we try to access some elements which are not there actually. So we'll just see what happens. We'll go line by line. We did not have a problem over here. Okay, we entered the values fine. When we came to multiplication, we had some problem. So here I equal to 0, I less than m, I plus plus, that's fine. J equal to 0. Okay, so we wrote I over here. Okay, so that's one problem when we are copy pasting things. Yeah, I copied this particular line over here, but I changed J equal to 0, J plus plus, but I forgot to change this one, right? So J less than Q, and now we have Cij equal to 0, K equal to 0, K should be less than N, K plus plus, and Ij plus C equal to Aik plus Bkj. Okay, now that looks good. So we'll just try again. Okay, so again the dimensions are 2 3 and 3 and 2. Okay, so we enter the elements, or rather I'll just clear the screen. Okay, so that you can see it properly. So it's a 2 by 3 matrix, and B is a 3 by 2 matrix. First element 1 2 3 4 5 6. We have 10 11 20 21 30 31. Okay, God, there is furthermore error. We'll just see it. Yeah, right. Okay, again, so the error should be from this line over here. Result is I equal to 0, I less than m, I plus plus, that's fine. J equal to 0. Okay, so again same thing. Okay, so it should have been J less than Q, J plus plus. Okay, that should be fine, hopefully. Again, so we'll just type clear over here again, and we compile again, we run the code. So if there is a error this time, I will correct everything and then record the video. So we have 2 by 3 matrix, and then 3 by 2 matrix. So 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So 10 11 20 21 30 31. Oh, finally. Okay, so yeah, so that's our result. 140 146 320 335. Okay, so we get the result, and you can see that there is sufficient space over here. That's why or that's the reason why we had given this /n or /t over here, so that we get good spacing. And then whenever, so it first prints 140 and 146, and this j loop is complete now, and it goes to the value of I equal to 1. Okay, at that time again j starts from 0, so it prints this slash n. That's why this 320 came in the new line. Okay, so that should be it. So try to understand, just try to perform this with a paper and pencil, write the code and then try to see how each element is being taken. Okay, it may take some time, but the logic is always the same thing, or if you just remember this one particular line, you are good actually. But always it's better to understand why it's happening like that rather than just memorizing it. Okay, so we'll stop the video. Thank you.